Then, on the 22nd of November, if you go to page 52, footer 51, top of 52,
Page 52.
Yes, 52. It starts just at the bottom of the preceding page. There's a picture of a letter sent to Tshwane by the Hawks asking for information in relation to certain investigations. You recall this letter?
That's correct, I recall.
And Mr. Mnisi asked, for what I infer from the chats, is that Mr. Mnisi asked you for advice in relation to how he should be dealing with the Hawks. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And if we go down to page 65, we see on page 65 that he in fact sent you a draft of the letter that he proposed to write back to the Hawks, and he asked you to read it and to confirm that it was in order. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And you responded to him, send, we just saw it now, I'm with Zungu. So in fact, you were speaking to Warrant Officer Zungu, who is in the Hawks, to get his advice also on how it would be appropriate to respond to this letter from the Hawks. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Then on the 7th of December, if we go down to page 78, we see that you sent Mr. Mnisi a copy of the warrant of arrest for Mr. Kaula. You see that?
That's correct.
And initially, when I read the chats, I thought that maybe Mr. Kaula had come down, Mr. Mnisi had come down with you to Kroonstad, but I think now that my initial understanding was incorrect. He didn't come down with you to Kroonstad, did he?
Yes, that's correct.
So, yes, it's correct that he didn't come down. He did not come down.
Now you're referring to Mr. Mnisi.
Mr. Mnisi, yes.
Yes.
But you were going to pick him up the next morning to do something together. Is that not correct? Because if you go back to, if you go to the, if you go to the foot of page 77, you see that at the time that says 7:23 p.m., which is actually 9:50 p.m., you say Mfowethu tomorrow. He responds, Mfowethu, yes, please. I'm going to that place. I have to be there by 9 a.m. And you say dress code, time to collect you at your place, and then you send the warrant, and then he answers, just normal, my brother, black t-shirt, I don't want to attract too many eyes. So from that I infer that you and he were going somewhere together the next morning.
That's correct.
And do you recall where it was?
I can't recall. It might be in one of the events that we usually go.
And what sort of events were those?
I can't recall.
No, but you say the sort of events that we usually go, but what sort of events did you go to with Mr. Mnisi?
The bike events.
I see. Why did you send Mr. Mnisi the warrant of arrest for Mr. Kaula?
I sent it for him to see that I was busy at that particular time with this warrant.
I see. He writes back to you on page 79 at it's the second last chat on the page. This guy's in trouble. I presume he's referring to Kaula.
That's correct.
And then if we go down to 80 and 81, you said, sorry, there is a chat. If we go to 80, at the chat time 8:29 p.m., which was actually 10:29 p.m., you explained to Mr. Mnisi in relation to Mr. Kawula, we're waiting for him at 2300 hours to be on stage, then we arrest. He stopped to gossip about politicians. So was that really expressing your view that the reason for this operation was to stop Mr. Kawula gossiping about politicians?
Can you repeat that question? I just want to understand it clearly.
Did you understand that the reason for this hunt for Mr. Kawula was primarily to stop him gossiping about politicians?
No.
What did you mean when you told Mr. Mnisi he stopped to gossip about politicians?
No, I think it was just a talk between myself and Mr. Mnisi. Not that you must stop to gossip about the politicians, as it's seen here.
His list of priorities, or not? You don't have to answer that one.
Sorry, can I just ask, at page 79, you say that you were going to pick up the Mr. Mnisi the following day to go biking. But then at 79, there's that chat there where you had asked dress code at 78, and then at 79, he says, just normal, my brother, black t-shirt, I don't want to attract too many eyes. Can you just explain why would it be an issue if you're just going biking, how he dresses? I mean, what environment do you bike in where there's opportunity to attract attention to him from how he's dressed?
Okay, my answer to the evidence leader at that time, I said, I don't remember which event exactly. Then he said, usually, what kind of events do you attend? I said, biking. So in this matter, I was answering based on those facts.
So you're not saying for sure that you were going biking?
That's correct.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chaskasi.
Just a matter of detail, Mr. Chaskasi. Around 2024, I think Mr. Mbalula was by then the Secretary General of the African National Congress and no longer a minister.
Thank you, Chair. And by the end of 2024...
Sorry again. Very. Sgt Nkosi, we are just thinking that what you indicated is how you would require that Ms. Murray interpret may not always be visible. Perhaps you should just indicate to me, I would like that interpreted. So you vocalize that.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Commissioner.
We think that will work better.
Thank you,
Understood?
Commissioner.
Yes, but you are still comfortable with what you said at the beginning, which is that you don't want each and every question interpreted.
That's correct, Commissioner.
All right, thank you. Let's proceed.
Thank you, Chair. And Sergeant, if you go down to page 96, you'll see the New Year's greetings that you exchange on New Year's Day 2025 with the CFO. And those greetings reflect a friendship that has, a strong friendship that has now developed, I want to put to you. He says, Mfwethu, Happy New Year to you. Thank you very much for always being there for me. In you I found a brother. I hope we can move from strength to strength together. I also want you to know that I'll always be there for you as well, my brother, no matter what. And you respond, compliments my brother. Indeed, in you I found a true brother. Let this year be the year of more progress and happiness. So would it be fair to say that by the end of 2024, you had a close friendship with Mr. Mnisi?
By what?
By New Year's 2025, you had a close friendship with Mr. Mnisi.
That's correct.
And now, I want to take you to a chat with that General Dlamini sent you in July 2025. That's the 12th of July 2025, and it is on page 552 in volume 2. And it's chat number 3 on page 552. And there General Dlamini says to you, Morning, Captain. I can see, Ukuthi, you have captured Mfwethu, and he wouldn't want you to leave him. And he's referring by Mfwethu to Mr. Mnisi, is he not? When he refers to Mfwethu, he's referring to Mr. Mnisi.
That's correct.
I can see, Ukuthi, you have captured Mfwethu, and he wouldn't want you to leave him. You should gear yourself to do so forever, my brother. Mfwethu is the best person to be with, Ujuda wetu, who will do great things for us compared to Baba wako Ngaseko. So he is saying, well, he's saying several things to you, and I'd like your comment on them. The first thing he's saying is you've captured Mr. Mnisi. What's your comment on that?
What's my comment on his statement that the general sent to me?
Well, let me ask a separate question. Why do you think he has said you have captured Mr. Mnisi?
According to my understanding, it was, I'm close to Mr. Mnisi.
So you read this to mean that he was saying you are close to Mr. Mnisi?
That's correct.
You should gear yourself to do so forever, my brother. Is he then saying you should stay close to Mr. Mnisi forever?
In terms of our relationship, myself and Mr. Mnisi, that is how I understood him.
Please leave the second mic on, Sgt Nkosi.
And this file keeps on switching off this. Thank you, Commissioner.
Okay.
And then he says, Mfowethu is the best person to be with. Ujuda wetu, who will do great things for us compared to ubaba wako ungaseko. So he is saying to you that Mr. Mnisi, and I presume when he refers to ubaba, he's talking about Mr. Msibi, who had passed away by that stage.
That's incorrect.
Who is he referring to by ubaba wako ungaseko?
I don't know.
Our deceased father, who would he mean by that?
Can you come again?
Ubaba wako ungaseko, who could he be referring to there?
I might not know, or I don't know. Let me be.
Can I ask, did General Dlamini know about your relationship to Mr. Msibi?
That's correct.
And when he said that Mr. Mnisi will do great things for us, what do you think he had in mind? What great things would Mr. Mnisi do for you?
I don't know what he meant by his message.
Can I take you to a series of developments that were also taking place between that first, well, not that.
But before you move on, Mr. Shaskalsin, you responded to the text that Mr. Shaskalsin has just read to you. You responded with 3 emojis, and I don't know whether those squares are also emojis. What did you mean by that?
I'm just acknowledging the message that he sent. Yeah, at that time I was acknowledging.
Yeah. Can you explain what you mean by acknowledge in that context?
Acknowledging the message that he sent to me, that I received it.
That you've received it?
Yes.
Surely if you merely acknowledge receipt in this context with no further response, question, query, it must mean you understood the content.
Yes, I understood.
You understood the content.
That's correct.
So that must mean you knew the Baba wako ongaseko. You knew who he was referring to.
I would not know.
What would you not know?
I would not know when he said ubaba wako ongaseko. He might have maybe referred to his brother as well. Ubaba wako ongaseko.
Ubaba is father, not brother.
Yes, his brother to me was ubaba.
But you've just said now, in response to my second last question, you've just said you understood what he meant by the text he had sent you.
Okay.
So you must have understood what he meant by ubaba. It's only logical, correct?
That's correct.
So who was the Baba wako ongaseko then?
I'm trying to explain this so that
Yes.
maybe the commission must get me.
Yes.
Like when I explained that, he said, I can see that Ukuti, you have captured Umfowethu. Maybe the commission can understand captured
you explained that
in other ways.
No. You explained that to Advocate Shaskalsin.
Yes.
That's not where I am. My focus is right at the end of the text, the reference to ubaba wako ongaseko.
Yes.
So I'm saying, having responded to me and said, you understood the text. So I'm asking, who did you understand him, that is General Dlamini, to be referring to when he said ubaba wako ongaseko?
Okay. I would not understand when he said that part of ubaba wako ongaseko. I just responded that
Then I don't understand your response that you understood the text. You did not qualify your response that you understood the text. You did not qualify it and say that I understood parts and I did not understand other parts. You did not say that.
Okay, Commissioner, according to me, I responded the way I understood it that time.
Which was what?
Which was that myself and the CFO are close, even though here he wrote captured. But I did not understand this part of Ubaba wako ongaseko, but I kept on saying.
I'm saying I don't understand that in the light of the fact that you did not qualify your earlier response, which was that you understood what he meant, and that your acknowledgement of his text signified your understanding of the text. That's what you said earlier. So I don't understand the qualification now. Do you care to comment?
No comment.
All right. And what were the great things that he was referring to that Umfowenu would do for you?
Great things, just great things in life, you know, enjoy life. And according to my understanding, spend time together, having fun together. To me, those were great things.
This is the CFO of Tshwane municipality. What great things would he do for you?
Bring happiness as friends.
Thank you, Mr. Shaswasi.
Well, I'm now going to take you to a series of exchanges that happened in parallel with this period that we've talked about of the building of your relationship with Mr. Mnisi. And again, if any of these questions, if the answers to any of these questions are answers that you don't want to answer because they are that you fear that your answer might incriminate yourself, you must say so and you don't have to answer. So the first parallel text I want to take you to is on page 1136, 1136.
File number?
File 3. And there you'll see in chat 5, on 2 December 2024, you send MMC Morodi an address in Teresa Park.
That was 10/07/2025.
No, 2/10/15 is my 1136. Are we on 1136? Do you see it? Text number 5, there's an address there.
Yes, I see it.
And I mean, I may be completely wrong. So what I have inferred from looking at what that address is and looking at the chats is that that was the address of a school field where you had organized a birthday celebration for her. Have I got it completely wrong? You can say yes.
Yes.
Okay, what was the address? I don't even know. Well, what was the address? She says thank you when you give her that address. Why was she thanking you for that address?
Okay. It was an address of where there were orphanages. At that time, they were visiting that address, and there were girls. If I can quite remember, it's a spa. I wanted her to address those ladies.
Okay. If you go, she then sends you something on a screen, which we'll get back to later, but then at 6:28:41, she says, thank you for making my birthday special. And so was this her birthday?
I can't remember, but I guess so.
And how did you make her birthday special? What was she thanking? What had you done for which she was thanking you?
By giving her an opportunity to address young women who are unprivileged.
Between the chats, just before she says, thank you for making my birthday special, she sent you 1236. Sorry, 1169. 1169 of the same file. And this looks like an internal City of Tshwane document dealing with tenders for land leases, which explains the specifications that were put out, the proposals that came in, which were recommended, which leases had been recommended for cancellation, and which proposals had been approved by the bid adjudication committee. Why did she send that to you? And again, if the question is potentially, if the answer is potentially self-incriminatory, you don't need to answer it, and you can, but you do need to say why you're not answering it.
Okay, we had a discussion about the land that were to be leased to the public, and then she then sent this to me that these are the kind of buildings that the city leased. So this one automatically, I think it was already been cancelled. It was on a public platform.
So you say this was on a public platform?
That's correct.
How did you know that?
Because she told me so.
So she said this is a publicly available document.
Yes.
That will give you an indication of what the city's attitudes to land leases are. You know, what land's available, what prices they accept, what prices they reject.
By the time she sent this to me, this project, according to my understanding then, it was already closed.
The bids were already closed.
That's correct.
What I want to put you is, as we we'll see later, the fact that bids have already been closed doesn't seem to be that much of a problem in your dealings in relation to Tshwane tenders. But for now, let me just ask, what was your interest in land leases from the Tshwane municipality? Why were you interested in what land they were putting out to lease?
Can you repeat that?
Why were you interested in land that Tshwane was putting out to lease, in leases offered by the Tshwane municipality over municipal land? What was your interest in that?
I did not have any interest.
Why did she send this to you?
It was just a topic between myself and her.
And what was, if you had no interest in municipal leases, why had you been discussing it with her?
It was just a discussion.
But why, who raised the discussion, you or her?
I can't remember.
But if you had no interest in municipal land leases, you wouldn't have raised a discussion of that nature. Can we accept that?
I can't comment on that because I can't remember exactly who raised that between myself and her.
All right. Well, it's not clear to me. I mean, this is a matter that's right at the fringes of our terms of reference. I don't want to spend too much time on it. But let's go to the next topic. If we then go back to page 59.
Which file?
Of file 1.